Go ahead and erase history if you want to, but if you do, you might not understand what the media is about to do in America. I'm going to explain by using the Taliban and Al Qaeda as my reasoning. What's going on, everybody? This is David Brooks, the Cadillac Counselor, coming at you to tell you a little piece of my mind. And the first thing I want to say is thank you guys for always staying with me through everything, no matter what. You've helped me push the criminogenics across Maryland, and we're about to take it nationwide. Before I get into my topic today, make sure that you subscribe. Always hit the link right there on the side of that little YouTube button. Hit that on the side of your phone and subscribe. Do it now. It's okay. So this is the issue. People, we always are looking at things overseas. Now, let's talk about racism for a second. Now, you listen to a couple of people on social media, they'll talk about there's no such thing as racism, no such thing as privilege. Let's talk about this for a second. And I'm going to tell you how the Taliban and Al Qaeda ties into that. Here we go. First thing is look at some of the most racist times in America in the last several years. Started out in the 1960s when we had some issues with Watts. California really exposed some issues, one of the most racist times in American history. Well, fast forward that to 1990. During the Rodney King episode, racism blew up all over again. And then another 30 years came by, and now we're in 2020, 21. One of the most racial times again in American history. Well, let's look at it for a second. This comes up around every 30 years. We'll see it again in like 2050 again. This is what makes this very complicated. People in America, we don't look at racism only whenever we're not fighting battles overseas. Now we have to look at this and look at it very clearly. We have pulled everybody out of the overseas. Well, not everybody, but we've pulled most of our troops back. And since we pulled our troops back, what did we do? We imploded as America. Look how crazy we've gotten with the COVID, with just different things that are talked about, social media everywhere. People are making racist comments left and right. People are being socialists. Some people are being left, right-wing driven people. Anytime we get to the point where we're about to implode, something miraculous just happens overseas. Then what happens? We start sending troops overseas, and then we stop getting less racist in America. Does it mean that racism is gone? Not really. But what it does do is it keeps our attention focused, and the media are focused on something else. That's the problem in America. When America doesn't have any type of thing to talk about on the media, we create racial aspects in our world so that we don't focus on each other. But it never goes anywhere. We just bring it back up. Who brings it back up? The media. See, the Taliban and Al Qaeda are really good news for America. You will probably see the reduction of racial conversations in the media during this period of time. What will happen? We will stay on this boat for a while. You will start to see Al Qaeda, Afghanistan, Iraq, Russia, all of those things will start to increase. With that, we're going to stop looking at each other. So what I've learned is, in my history, lessons that I've learned that people want to erase is that this: if we're not focused on ourselves, we have to be focused on someone else. So either we're going to hate ourselves or we're going to hate somebody, but we are definitely going to be hating in some way. So for me, whether or not Taliban and the Al Qaeda is going to really rise up and we're going to see something terrible, don't know what that's going to end up like. But I can tell you one thing. If you are putting media on this and the media is being able to pump it up, as soon as they pump it up, it's going to get worse. Just like gang activity in California. They stop putting it on the news, they stop putting it in print, and it starts to slow down. As soon as they start to put it in the media and it's starting to be into our daily lives, it starts to increase. People love publicity. We are starting to give Al Qaeda and Taliban a lot of publicity, but it's going to be in our detriment because we're going to increase what's happening overseas. But the one good thing is that the media will stop putting out racial issues in America. You will see in the next couple of months, we won't even be talking about left and right. We won't even be talking about black and white. We're going to start talking about brown. And once we start talking about brown, we all stop talking about black and white racial issues. It's David Brooks, the Cadillac Counselor, just giving you some thought and a little history lesson. Don't wipe away history. Learn from it.